It was a fairy tale wedding at Westminster Abbey as Prince Philip, Duke of Cambridge and future King of England, married his childhood sweetheart, Lady Martha Fitzroy. Thousands of people gathered to cheer for the couple, along with Philip's younger brother, Prince Henry, affectionately known as England's Prince of Hearts, and their beloved younger sister, Princess Beatrice, who is adored by the public. Among the international guests attending the grand event was Alex Claremont Diaz, the first son of the United States, along with Nora, the granddaughter of the vice president. Alex has a long-standing rivalry with Prince Henry, and as he tells Nora, he finds Henry arrogant and resents how people constantly compare them. During the greeting session, Henry coldly ignores Alex, which annoys him. Later, at the reception, after having a bit too much to drink, Alex approaches Henry, who is standing near the massive wedding cake. They get into a heated argument, and in the process, Alex accidentally smears cake cream on Henry's suit. As they try to clean it off, they accidentally bump into each other, causing the 75,000-pound wedding cake to topple over onto them. The incident quickly goes viral on social media. To manage the fallout and support his mother's re-election campaign, Alex and Henry are forced to participate in a series of interviews and public appearances, pretending to be friends. They go through multiple interviews with different hosts, as well as appearances at school. As Alex and Henry are about to leave, a gunshot suddenly rings out. Their security teams quickly rush them into a storage room for safety. While inside, tensions rise, and they get into an argument. During the heated exchange, Alex admits that he started resenting Henry after being publicly snubbed by him during his first major appearance as a public figure. Henry apologizes, explaining that at the time, he had just lost his father and was being forced to attend events he wasn't ready for. By the end of their conversation, they shake hands and go their separate ways. The next day, Alex returns to school and spends time talking with his friend before deciding to leave early. Later that day, while at home, he is surprised to receive a text from Henry. The two reconcile and slowly start texting more often, eventually forming a real friendship. That night, they talk on the phone before going to bed. The next day, Alex pleads with his mother's assistant to read his memo, believing it could help with his mother's re-election campaign. Later, at Alex's annual New Year's Eve party, he invites Henry, who arrives just as the celebration is in full swing. The atmosphere is lively, with everyone dancing and drinking. Henry introduces his best man to Alex and his sister, Nora. After the introduction, Henry's best man leaves with Nora, leaving Henry with Alex. As Alex and Henry sit together, a girl suddenly pulls Alex away to dance, leaving Henry alone. However, after a while, Alex returns and drags Henry onto the dance floor. As the countdown to the new year begins, the crowd cheers in excitement. When midnight strikes, everyone celebrates, and a few girls kiss Alex. Seeing this, Henry suddenly leaves the party. Alex follows him outside onto the White House grounds, asking if something is wrong or if he did anything to upset him. They start talking about their lives and what things might have been like if they weren't famous. Henry confesses that if he had the freedom, he would be a writer living in Paris, exploring life and relationships more openly. In a sudden moment of passion, Henry kisses Alex but quickly pulls away, apologizing before leaving. Days and weeks pass, and Henry avoids Alex, ignoring his calls and messages. Frustrated, Alex confides in Nora, but she has already figured everything out. Henry is clearly attracted to Alex, and his past relationships with women were just a front due to his royal status. She teases Alex, pointing out that he enjoyed the kiss and suggesting that he might have feelings for Henry too. At a party hosted by the Prime Minister, Alex invites Henry as his guest. When Henry arrives, Alex immediately realizes his true feelings for him. Determined to talk, Alex asks his bodyguard to bring Henry to a private room. As soon as Henry arrives, Alex doesn't hesitate. He kisses him passionately. They hold each other tightly, lost in the moment, until the bodyguard unexpectedly opens the door. Startled, the bodyguard quickly leaves, while Alex and Henry pretend as if nothing happened. Later, Alex's mother, the president, introduces them both to the Prime Minister. Afterward, Alex asks Henry to meet him in his room later that night. When Henry comes over, they spend time together, growing even closer. They talk about their feelings, and Alex admits he wouldn't mind doing this again. Henry agrees. Just as Henry is about to leave, he invites Alex to be his guest at a polo match in Windsor next month. When the time finally arrives, Alex eagerly attends the polo match, excited to reunite with Henry. The two enjoy their time together, laughing and bonding before heading out for coffee. During this outing, they officially become a couple but choose to keep their relationship hidden from the public. Only their closest friends, family members, and their assigned Secret Service and MI5 bodyguards are aware of their romance. Later that night, Henry calls Alex, asking if they can spend the night together. Alex agrees, and they share an intimate and passionate moment, openly expressing their love for one another. Despite the difficulties of their high-profile lives, Alex and Henry find ways to keep their relationship alive, frequently traveling across the Atlantic in private jets to be with each other. A few days later, Alex clashes with his mother over a political strategy. He presents a plan to help her win Texas in the upcoming election, but she dismisses his idea, explaining that the country needs her to be realistic before it can be idealistic. As a result, she forbids Alex from speaking to the press. However, after reflecting on his proposal, she realizes the potential in his plan. Recognizing Alex's dedication and hard work, she ultimately decides to send him to Texas to lead the campaign. Excited about his new role, Alex writes a letter to Henry, informing him of the opportunity. Henry responds with a heartfelt message, expressing how proud and happy he is for Alex. Both wish they could be together at that moment. Later, Alex travels to Brooklyn to deliver an inspiring speech at the Democratic National Convention. While at a bar, he is approached by his best friend, Miguel, a journalist who also harbors feelings for him. Miguel tries to flirt with Alex, hoping to rekindle something between them, but Alex rejects his advances. Just as Alex prepares to leave, Henry unexpectedly arrives, catching him by surprise. Overwhelmed with emotions after being apart for so long, they immediately retreat to a private room where they share a passionate reunion. Afterward, they spend time talking about their lives and reflecting on their journey together. The next morning, Alex is startled by a sudden knock at the door. It's his assistant, Zara, who is there to get him ready for a series of interviews. Henry quickly hides to avoid being seen. As soon as Zara enters, she notices Alex is undressed, which makes her suspicious. Acting on her instincts, she opens the wardrobe, only to find Henry hiding inside. Stunned by the revelation, she questions them about their relationship. Alex pleads with her to keep their secret, and after a moment of shock, Zara ultimately agrees to stay quiet. When Alex returns home, he decides it's time to come out to his mother. Standing for a heartfelt conversation, he tells her that he has met someone special. Curious, his mother presses him for details, but Alex hesitates, worried that revealing the person's identity might affect her political campaign. Finally, he takes a deep breath and admits that it's Henry. To his relief, his mother is supportive, but she advises him to carefully consider the challenges of their relationship and to prioritize his well-being. Wanting to spend more time together, Alex invites Henry to his family's vacation home near Austin, Texas. As they relax in the quiet retreat, Alex gathers the courage to confess his love for Henry. However, fearing that their relationship is doomed because of the rigid expectations of the British royal family, Henry abruptly leaves the conversation and flees back to England. He refuses to answer Alex's calls or messages, leaving Alex heartbroken and confused. Determined to get answers, Alex decides to take action. He flies to London unannounced and demands to know why Henry is shutting him out. In an emotional exchange, Henry admits that he loves Alex too, but believes their relationship is impossible due to his royal duties. Refusing to accept defeat, Alex convinces Henry that their love is worth fighting for, and they reconcile. Shortly after Alex returns to the US, disaster strikes. Their private emails are hacked and leaked online by a political journalist who happens to be Alex's former lover. The personal nature of the messages causes a media frenzy, making headlines around the world. In response to the scandal, both the White House and Buckingham Palace cut off all forms of communication between Alex and Henry. Desperate to reach Henry, Alex receives help from Zara Bankston, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff. She contacts Henry's equerry, Sean, who arranges for them to reconnect. Without hesitation, Alex flies back to London to be with Henry. Once reunited, their biggest challenge awaits. King James III summons them for a private meeting and firmly declares that their relationship cannot continue, as it goes against royal tradition and the expectations of the public. Just as it seems like their love story might come to an end, Henry's sister, Beatrice, steps in. She alerts them to a large crowd gathered outside Buckingham Palace, thousands of people showing their support for Alex and Henry's relationship. News reports flood in, revealing that similar demonstrations are happening across the UK. Realizing they are not alone in this fight, Alex and Henry make a bold decision. They share a passionate kiss by the window before stepping out onto the palace balcony together, hand in hand. As they look out at the cheering crowd, they finally embrace their love openly, proving to the world that their relationship is here to stay. On election night, Henry returns to the United States to be with Alex, whose plan to win Texas for his mother ultimately results in her re-election. Later that evening, Alex and Henry are seen biking down the street toward Alex's working-class childhood home in Austin, where they leave the bikes on the lawn and go inside to personally celebrate. Thank you for watching. Be sure to visit our page for more movie recaps.